Hello, everybody. Sonda Adelaja here from Kyiv, Ukraine. I want to introduce to you today a Nigerian that has recently impressed me with what he's doing. I'm absolutely shocked, and I want to say it right ahead right now that this is the kind of guy that I'm looking forward to working with when I get back to Nigeria. I believe we could restore Nigeria. I believe we can fix that country. But with what he's already doing on ground, there is no doubt this guy has recommended himself in gold. He has written his name in gold. And that's why it's my privilege to be able to bring him to the program today and present him to the world. Because what he is doing, when you get to hear him and his story today, I'm sure you will be as impressed as myself that, thank God, there are still remnants in our country like Akeem, who understand the whole meaning and essence of life. You know, in the evening, like 30 minutes after my program tonight, and every evening for the past 1 month, I've been talking about the meaning of life. And I say, understanding service and stewardship as the meaning of life. Meaning of life is actually in service and in stewardship. So I've spoken about that, and I still keep on talking about it, and I will still talk about it tonight. But this young man is not talking about it. He's living it out. So let me introduce you right now to our guest for today, and his name is Akeem Amao. Hello, sir. How are you doing, Akeem?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you, Pastor Adelaja. Thank you so much. The way you have introduced me, no one has ever introduced me like that. I'm indeed very grateful for this. You do some things you think nobody's watching, nobody knows, and nobody's paying attention. I mean, I'm really indeed very grateful for the privilege, for the opportunity. I know your platform is a fantastic one. It's a huge platform.
You know what,
And you bringing
Akeem?
me,
Akeem,
yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you to start all over again
Yes, sir.
because the beginning of your speech was not hard. It just now, it just
Oh,
started hearing. So I
oh,
introduced
okay.
you. Was my slushna moyo to play Nebila slushna menya bila slushna. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the whole world. You people have been, you didn't see him and you didn't hear what he was saying. So I'm now introducing you guys to Akeem Amao. He was responding to me. He had said a lot of things I heard, but you people didn't hear at home. So he's going to start all over again. Akeem, here you are. You have to repeat yourself.
Well, I wish I could do it exactly the way I did it the first time. But it's okay. I just want to thank God for this opportunity, for this brilliant opportunity. Stop. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. I really appreciate the fact that you brought me in here. There's so many things that one will be doing, and you will think no one is noticing, no one is seeing you, no one is watching. But because of the humanity that you have, just keep doing things, and you're not even looking for accolade from anyone. But the kind of accolade that you have given me today, from birth, I've never received any kind of accolade like that before since I was born. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for bringing me to this platform. This platform is not something I'm taking for granted at all. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
No, but do you mean that, hey, you are shocking me now?
No, no, I'm being honest with you. No one, a lot of people don't pay attention. They don't. when you're doing this thing, what's in it for you? That's what they keep wondering. Coming from Nigeria, it's difficult. Coming from Nigeria, and you say you want to run an NGO, and your main aim is not just to make the money, but to make the impact, to make life easier for people who are struggling to actually get water to have their bath, to get a cup of water to drink. Mothers having to leave home to walk miles to go and fetch water when there are so many dilapidated infrastructures that can be restructured, that can be repaired. So it was just something I thought about, and I started doing it anyway.
No, but what you said is that nobody has ever acknowledged you like this. So, but all the work you are doing, you mean nobody has
ever
noticed it or
acknowledged
what?
No, nobody.
But they see what you are
Nobody
doing.
No, they haven't. They don't. Well, people appreciate, but the kind of accolade, the kind of words that you have used to qualify, you see, when you finish doing this work by the water, people will come together. Some will be crying, yeah. Some will be very happy. Some will be dancing. Some will be chanting. They'll be singing. Those people are happy, and I'm happy because they are happy. But for a man of your caliber, it's not like you're taking from the water that I'm repairing.
Okay.
It's not that you need a bucket of water from me to have your bath. For a man like you to tell me you appreciate what I'm doing is a big deal for me.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Anytime we repair, I've learned so many songs. People sing all sorts. They are happy.
But I mean to say that the government, the parliament, and people like that are the ones who are supposed to be speaking that kind of work to you.
They turn blind eye oftentimes. But I was privileged to work with the Senate president at some point, the former Senate president, I beg your pardon. I was privileged to work with him, and I suggested this idea to him. So it was the one that funded the first and second batch of the project as one of his and they really loved the project. Everywhere he goes, people tell him, this is more like the best project. People tell me that this is more like the best project. It was my idea. I thought about it, and I was doing it by myself before. Like I went to watch football. So should I tell you how it all started?
Yeah, please tell us about your background. You want to start us? Maybe you tell us first of all how it all started. Then you could go back and tell us your background.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, there was this, but I can call myself an humanitarian. I love people by default. I love people. I see everyone as my brother. I don't care the kind of tribe that you are and all of that. So I was thinking of joining politics, but I tried. I wanted to go into it, but of course, I received an appointment which I worked, and I was able to make a lot of impact. That was then. But the way it started was one of these. I just thought, you know what? It would be nice to go in the midst of the people to find out what they really want. It seems the needs are so numerous. It's a lot. And then you can't even pinpoint and think of what you want to do. And if you want to make impact, the first thing you start thinking about is how you can affect people directly. And I go to those communities. So on this particular day, I left Abuja and I went to Ilorin, a community in Ilorin, like a community, remote area. I went to watch football with them. I bought them drinks, I bought the tickets, we sat down, we're watching football, we talked about politics a little bit. When we finished watching first, I wanted to start, and they came to me. And because I paid their fees and all that, and then some people even ate, they had dinner on me, and it was fine. So they now said there's one particular problem or challenge that they're having in their community. That is their water that got spoiled, and they've not been able to have access to clean water. I was like, okay, what do you require to fix it? They told me, and I made the payment immediately. When they saw that I made the payment, then they returned to me to say, thank you. They were so happy. And I was like, that little thing can touch this many lives, just like that. And then they went as far as talking about it on Facebook. Then the people from my hometown, Ojoku, which is my hometown, where I come from, the people from my hometown in Kwara State, they started saying, Nigerians, charity begins at home. We have about 10 that isn't working, and we're struggling. So I was like, really? I didn't know that. So I sent a team there, and they repaired 5 in just one day. I was like, okay. this can be a very good one that I can. So I thought about it and I decided to tell the former Senate president about it. He was a bit skeptical, in Nigeria, people would take money and then they'll take 90% of it to themselves, their personal pocket, and use 10% to work. But when he gave me some amount of money and he saw that I repaired 50 balls in just 2 days, he was, wait a minute, 50 in 2 days, he told me to stop the project. Then he sent like 5 different people to go and check all those projects one after the other. Only one broke down again that needed another repair. And I sent someone to go back and repair. So he said, okay, do another 100 and another 100. So I did. I just started doing it. Then I started adding my own funds to do some other things too, to do the same thing in other areas. In my area, he was doing it then in Ilorin, because that's his area, his constituency. So I started preparing a bit in my area in Ofa. Immediately I repaired those 10. I made so it continued like that, and I sat back. When they give the same amount of money they gave me, they gave me then. When they give it to other people, they'll do 20. When I'll do like 120. Well, sometimes I'll feel like, you know what, I want to do, because I don't bother to think about stealing any money from anybody. All I'm concerned about is the smiles on the face of that child, the smiles on the face of that mother that, I've restored. Okay, there's I'll tell you about one particular project that I saw. He sent me a message, 9 a.m. in the morning. I was in my hotel, and, sometimes I have to be there. And he said he wanted me to go and check some particular infrastructure, one particular one. And when I got there, it was an hand pump. But I realized there's another one, a federal government project. It's been there for 5 years. And the only thing they didn't do was the wires and the pipes. They've done the reticulation, they've done the tap and everything. And what I spent was less than 500,000. And I did it within a day. I said, you know what? It was because they said it's been up to 5 years, been there. And the people in that area are suffering. After repairing the hand pump, he told me to repair. I just faced it. Normally, I'm not supposed to do that. But I faced it anyway. I'll down the consequences. It's been 4 years. It's been there just been there. Beautiful, fantastic, massive project that can serve about 6 communities at the same time, but they left it uncompleted. So I was, no, I'm not having this. If they want to put me in prison for fixing water for these people, I don't mind. Let them put me in prison. I'm getting this done. And I pounced on it. Of course, the money for the project was exhausted from the Senate president. Then I used my personal funds to fund it. And I funded it, or part of my allowance, because I get allowance. So part of my allowance I used to fund that particular project. And it worked. So I just carried on. I was using a lot of my resources on this project. I just kept doing it. And when I introduced it, it was a big relief to the former Senate President, Bukola Saraki. When I introduced him, then that was a big relief. A big relief came. And then I started repairing. I was happy. I had like 5-6 teams working, and I could do 30 in one day. I could repair 30. These were infrastructure. So I was able to save them billions of naira. Instead of doing new ones, constructing what will cost to fix 2 new ones, I can use it to repair 150. So why not repair those damaged infrastructures? I'm changing all the parts and components anyway, so it's becoming new. Now, we're helping climate change by not opening the ground all the time. According to national demographics, they said we have to leave 50% of the land exactly in its natural state to save the earth. So instead of making you go and open the ground, that's what they keep doing. When it's broken, they just open another ground. When it's broken, then they open. Can you imagine? We have repaired 500 in Kwara State.
You have repaired 500.
I have repaired 500 boreholes in Kwara State.
You have repaired 500 boreholes.
You can quote me.
In one state.
I have repaired. Yes, sir. I have repaired 500
not in the whole of Nigeria. Not in the whole of Nigeria.
Just a state. One state. Just one state.
500.
And I still have another 500 to go.
Or 50.
I said 500. I repaired 50 in 2 days. It's efficiency, logistics. I had to house these people. My team, I have a team of, if I have a team of 5, I can work with 5-6 teams. 5-6 teams. And then deploy them to different areas. I give them a list. I work with the project director Give me the list of where the broken down. So I can say 1, 2, 3. I repaired 500, and I repaired 100 in 5 to 6 days. It's funds that will stop it anyway. If I don't have money, then I slow down. Maybe another 3, 4 months. Senate president can say, "Oh yeah, I want you to go and sorry, pardon my language. I spoke in tongues just now." They can say, "Go and repair another 100." I'll go and repair it. 4 days, I'm done. 5 days, I've finished. Or 10. But of course, we have challenges like the pickup and everything that we use. We have to rent, and sometimes if it breaks down, I will hop on bike myself. The job must go on. One of my team members said he wanted to go home at 5 a.m. Sometimes I work till 1, 2 a.m. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is those people must get water to drink. So, and then it's a bespoke solution. I've read 500. You can quote me. I have 500 from the help of the Senate president. I have repaired 500. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki, he helped me. I cannot now put him aside. He did. Because, of course, it took me a while to get him convinced. He wasn't sure. But when he started, anywhere he goes, I'm telling you, out of all the projects that you have been doing, this is one of the best projects ever. So it's a direct impact, and within 2 hours, I could complete one, depending. It's a bespoke solution. That's what we do. Like the tanks, I can get to a particular place, the tank is rust over, the tank is not good. I can, do another stanchion immediately, or cut down that tank that is bad, put 2 big plastic tanks, then do the reticulation all the way to so that people can have access to the water. And then, I can tell you different challenges that we have. Some, it can be the change. Some, because those infrastructures, they've been there for about 10 to 15 years. So you would expect those pipes to have, gone rust, So what we do is change the entire components and the machine. I don't want you to call me tomorrow and say it's broken down again. So what I do is change the entire components and parts, which I can list for you. The pipes, the rod. If it's for the hand pump, it's the pipe, the rod, and then the machine, the pumping machine, and on the bottom of it. It can be the chain. It can be the head. So it depends. What we spend will depend on the particular problem that bowl has. So and then if it's electric bowl, it can be the wires. Oftentimes, it's the engine that needs to be changed. Then sometimes we have to, because of the corrosive thing that comes with pipes, like iron pipes, sometimes we decide to use plastic pipe. So the water can actually be clean. So we use plastic pipe, we'll change the engine, we'll change the pipe. Sometimes it will need flush, it might have blocked, we'll flush, and then we reticulate if we have to. It depends. So it's a bespoke solution. When we get here, we assess your situation and we solve your problem there and then. We move with, I'll rent pickups, about 4 or 5, and then put I know what will get spoiled anyway. So I put it, or I will load my vehicle with all those parts and components. So on getting to that location, I'm solving your problem instantly. I'm not going back to go and do one large paperwork. I already told them that I've been through all that. So I know the in total, what can actually solve the problem. So I'll get, so we've been having challenges with vans to getting value. We'll break down, we'll have to, sometimes I have to hop on bikes. So I can see this particular one. Sometimes I wash the tank. Thank you for reminding me. Like it's a hospital. That one is a hospital. There's some hospitals that they don't have water facilities. How can you not have water facilities in hospitals? So it's one of my priorities. Hospitals, schools, where children are, it's very important they have water. How can a hospital not have water? These pregnant women, they will have to fetch water. Sometimes they will have to fetch water by themselves, or they will send somebody to fetch water for them, like 1,000 naira. Go and fetch water, 1,000 a week. The videos are there. Pastor, they'll go and fetch water before they can have water to be able to do whatever they want to do, flush the toilet. Pastor, I'm sorry I'm making you emotional. Sorry, sir. But, so these are so I go straight to where the problems are. I go into those communities. I ask for their schools for that. So when the situation when I had to wash the tank was, if I leave, they may not wash it, and my mind will still be there. I may be sleeping and remember that they didn't wash that tank. So I will send some people to wash that tank. When I see the dirt and everything come out, then I'll make sure it's clean. Then the water can go in. Brand new machine, wires, everything is up and running. And then I'm happy. Then I leave the spot. They pray. Oftentimes, they don't let you go just like that. The only thing they can offer you is prayers. And then when you see women, they will dance. They will, do, we are happy. Thank you so much. That's all. That's what makes me happy. It's not about just making money. No, leave money. It's the impact. That's the essence of life. I want to die happy. I told my children, I told them, there was one, anytime I give, they cry and all of that, they shed tears, and sometimes I cry with them, but I'm sorry, I have to go. Because a lot of Nigerians abroad now, they are not thinking about Nigeria. Many of them are not thinking about Nigeria. They don't care because they are in a country where it's good. It's good there. They have water. They open the tap. Everything is running. So people are not thinking about, coming back home to see what they can do to help the people. So I tell my children, I am not selfish. You can open your tank, your tap, there's water. I will show them videos, not to spite them. I'll show them videos of children and say, look at these children, they are your age mate. They struggle to get water. So I have to go back as your father. I have to go back. I could stay in London, I could stay in the UK and make £500 a day, £300 a day that everyone makes, but I just feel these people need that person in between that can, help, that can just help. It's not too much. I just do the best I can. I just left the hospital just yesterday. I was ill. Immediately I came back from Europe. I came back with a morning flight and I went straight to work. I didn't rest. It does not matter. What matters is what I'm trying to do, because my team came already. They have already landed. They were on ground. And this particular project I did in Ogun State, just a few days, it was sponsored by a company. They wanted to remain anonymous. Otherwise, you would have seen their logo here on the other side. They said they wanted to remain anonymous, but they want to make impact. I went to convince the MD. These are little things that we can do. Like corporate social responsibility is very important. A lot of organizations just, because they'll just downplay it. Because Nigeria, the important things, the things that are very important, they don't, they'll just deceive people. They'll do bonanza. Someone has won 1 million, or they'll just do some shabby programs. And then that's it. When people can spend millions and billions on corporate social responsibility, they're not doing it. Nobody's holding them to ransom because they're so particular about the tax and the money they're going to be getting. So that's their business. Once they get the tax, they're fine. But a lot of organizations in Nigeria don't do CSR. They don't. So I am trying to see how I can go to those companies and say, look, these people in the surrounding area, they need these services. They need water. Provide them. Water is just basic. It's human rights. It's important. Anybody who should have access to water. But if you can, it's somehow. I'm sorry. I just keep going on. I've not been waiting for your questions and all that. You said I should talk about my background. My name is Akeem Amao. I schooled in Nigeria. I came to the UK for my postgraduate diploma in leadership and strategic management. Then I did my MBA from University of Gloucestershire. Then immediately I did all that, and everything was okay with me to leave, and then I left because Nigeria needs to be fixed. My country is in trouble. The roads are bad. Today, if you check my tweets, you can appeal to those leaders who have gone. Just return 50% of what you have taken. Return it back to the people. If it's water you want to use it to fix water for the people. You see, this is what drove me into politics. It's not because of the money I want to. How much am I eating? Even if you give me money for a project, I will not even touch it. I have to use it for that project. I tell my boss, want to give me money as my allowance. Back then when I was still with him, when he was still the Senate president. You pay me, if you want to pay me my allowance. That would be okay for me to cover my expenses for hotel. So oftentimes, what I spend money on, it's unbelievable. When I finish spending, I would have spent my salary. Before I realized that they paid me into the project. So I just doing it. Okay, there was one time I finished the project and they sent me a video of a man Who drink? So I think I've sent you that video before. Very dirty water. He said he puts alum and all that. Very remote area. A lot of NGOs can never get there. Never. There's so many villages in Nigeria they can never get to. I can get there. They can never get there. Do they know Bakase? They don't know all these people. But life is there. People stay there. People live in those communities. But they keep claiming they are working, the big names, they want to work with other big names, but they're not getting to the villages, the bushes, the places where even your cars can't get to. Sometimes you have to use bikes. You know? So they can't get to those places. There are people there. So how do we reach out to those people? They want to deal with. So because I'm coming from Nigeria, for instance, it's very difficult to. I just wish I can do something, just one thing that will give me a lot of money. That will make so that I can spend this money on this project. You know, going camping and from Nigeria, you know, the people. I don't blame them because of the reputation that we have in Nigeria. People send a lot of scam emails, scam letters, scam. I understand, but they're making life so difficult for people with genuine intention. So difficult. So now I think I've given up on asking UNICEF for money or asking NG. All these people I have applied to, like 2, 3, 4 people. If you want to monitor me, you can come with me. I really need to do this for my people. If you want to monitor me, come with me. I will tell you to the letter how I am expending. Logistics. Sometimes I have to lodge because we can't travel all the way back to the capital. I have to lodge my teams in hotels, and then so that I can have access to them in the morning. So I won't have to wait for anybody coming from another place that maybe those people, road safety officials might have stopped, or other people might have delayed on the way. I want to have access to them here so I can dispatch them just like that. So it's easier for me that way. So it's money gulping. It's not just about the engine and the parts and all these things that we change, but the logistics, transportation. I make sure they are well fed. I feed them. And I even do entrepreneurship program. Well, I can do entrepreneurship program, but I've started like apprenticeship scheme. You know, people will come around you thinking you have made a lot of money. They'll come around you, they'll be doing, hailing you, wanting you to give them a bit of money. I say, no, I will not give you money. But if you want to learn this trade, I can put you on. They will not pay you. These things will not pay you. I will pay you and I pay them. So if you're interested in it, apprenticeship is possible. You learn. If you like it, we can buy you equipment. You can join the team. For instance, the teams that I invited, they came from Kwara State. Like 3 teams I invited for this job, they came from Kwara State. Yeah. And then when I get to the local community, if there are people who are interested in work, because there's a lot of unemployment problems. So if you're interested and you're interested in this, if you know about this, you're an electrician, you're a plumber, you know about it, come, we'll test you a bit. If you don't even know it, if you're interested, you've showed interest, I can ask you to join a team, body up with them, learn what they're doing, and I get you paid. So it's part of the people I can't give everybody money. No, I can't do all that. But if you join my team, I can help you. If you volunteer, you can't volunteer for the whole day. You have a family. I'll still give you some sort of stipend. You have a family, you have a wife to return to. I have all these coordinators as well. They help me coordinate. And I go around to check everybody. I go around. You see, the main reason why this project is successful is because I don't leave it to them to just carry on. I'm with them every step of the way. You can see the video. If they are too reluctant to climb the tank, I will climb it before you even turn around. I'll climb, because the tire. I'll climb it myself. You come and meet me there, and I'll tell you what you need to do there. So I am leading, and I'm doing it. Leading by actually doing the thing, doing the job. So I'm just not crossing my finger in a 5-star office, hotel or skyscraper, and dictating to you. I go with you if it's the remotest part of Nigeria, I will go with you there. So with my brain, I'll tell you what to do. I will tell you a few things. Okay, this is what we need to do in this situation, and the job gets done. That sometimes I have to take you away from where you are, move you to another, then take things around. I am involved in this project 100%. So it's not like I'm giving resources for people to go and do for me. Nobody is doing it for me. I'm doing it by myself. Even if I get any position today, I'll still monitor anything that I'm supposed to do because my name is attached to it. You know, so Pastor, I'm really interested in this project. The first time we talked about it, you said, I am going to help you. I am going to, assist you. Even though I didn't come back to ask you too many times for the assistance and all that, the job still must go on. I still carried on doing my job. I said, immediately I came down from the UK just last week, I went straight to work. I was supposed to be admitted in the hospital yesterday. I did not let them admit because I have work to do. But of course, I know health is well. If I'm not well, I can't. But there are some targets I need to meet. Who set that target? I set the target by myself. These people must get water. I will feel guilty when I'm drinking water and other people are not. I feel like I can solve the world problem just like that. But it's just, if I'm not able to, sometimes it gives me sleepless nights. So the satisfaction I get, what makes me sleep at night is the lives I have been able to touch. And and I believe God is happy with what I'm doing. I am not just interested in making money. If that's just the point, I will be in the UK making money as a business analyst, making 300, 400 pounds a day on it, and I left all that.
But your family, you left your family behind the UK, eh?
Yeah, they're there. I go often, all my credit, everything matched and all that. Well, I have to go and get this job done. Any money I have, I make sure I put it. They have to leave them. Nobody see, Pastor, if everyone has forgotten Nigeria, for instance, the country everyone is right now, Canada, America, some people paid the price for those countries to be what they are today. Those countries, this is the question I asked them. If those countries are not settled today, if those countries are not in that position today, which country would you be? I asked them that question. Where would you be? So why would you just turn your back on Nigeria? I have appealed to a few of my friends that are probably making £1,000 a day. So I've appealed to them. Just do a little. Let me just carry on with this. And they look at you like maybe you're hungry. No. I told one of them, I said, you know what? I don't need your money to live. All I require for life, God has given me. But I need to touch lives. It's more important to me. You think I don't want to be in a settled system? I want to. But who is taking care of those children walking on the street? Who is taking care of those children who will not have access to water tonight? Who will take care of those children that cannot have their bath tomorrow morning to go to school? I saw something in Ogun State, if I remember the name of that city, I'll say Idesa or something. They don't have water in that. That's the next place I'm going. With the next money I have, I'm going there. Personal money, any money that comes in, I'm going there to work it out. It's not like I can't sit and be, having a good time with my money or I struggle like every other person. But it's important. Other people seem to be more important than me. The way God gave his life, Jesus Christ gave his life for humanity. I feel like I'm giving my own life too. I don't care about all this. It's not so important to me. What is important to me is making life easier, making things better for people, life easier.
Living a life of impact.
Yeah, impact. People need it. Children, they are my children's age mates, sir. They are my children's age mates. I feel the need to. If no one else, if people don't care, I do. See, some people are wired that way. They don't care. Once they leave the shore of Nigeria, that's it. I have a brother that said, even if they pay him £1 million every day, he can't live in Nigeria. Okay, fine. But these are my people. And this project, I want this project to extend to other parts of Nigeria. I want this project to extend to Africa. I want this project to extend to other parts of Africa. When there is problem, I go there, I solve their problem, repair a few for them, make impact, make life better for people. From there, I'm even considering, I don't want to tell you all my plans.
No, go ahead, please.
I'm even considering hunger project. Some people are hungry. When I'm eating, some people will walk into like a restaurant and eat. My wife is not in Nigeria. So I have to use restaurant once in a while. So when I'm some people, I want to eat, like as in I'm hungry. Give me food. They walk up to me. And then I say, give him whatever. So I'm trying to set up, I'm thinking of setting up a building where people can come to once, well, maybe every day, once, just to eat just one meal a day. Like a hunger kind of thing. Then we'll prepare the food properly. You know, although we have suggested a few projects to a few state governments, but they're not listening. I know, see, I seem to have, I think I'm just more of a solution person. Solution. I love helping people, I love solving problems. So, on that project, what are we doing? What are we doing in the week? Our government can afford this. They can put people on employment, but you have to use your brain. You have to be sensitive to their needs. You have to understand that because you're there doesn't make you so special that you won't even think about the less privileged anymore. If there are no challenges, leaders won't need to come. But those leaders seem to be more saddled with their own personal gains. You know, everybody is just a lot of. I just think a lot of people are like that in Nigeria. Personal gains. What's in it for them? What's in it for you? What's in it? No, nothing is in it for me. I am interested in just making impact. And when I die, I'm smiling. I'm happy. You know, I want my children to walk into a place and people will understand. I really love people. I want to go to Sierra Leone and do their water too. It's on my website. I want to do Ogun State. It's very difficult. Ogun State terrain is very difficult, but it's still doable. I can go to different communities, those remote areas. NGOs can never get there. Sir, UNICEF cannot get to those places. Sir, Water Aid, I've applied to them a few times, like twice. They turned me down, thinking I'm a scam. Really? So you know what? So I've just got tired of asking them all those big names. Then I thought, you know what? CSR wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a nice angle to go to look into it. So I got the first project, and he funded only 10. Okay. You know, big company. You see, when you go capping out to people, they just believe you're looking for what to eat. You know, it's Nigerian mentality. That's the way people think. You know, but what is important is the impact. You know, people die. Millions of people die from drinking dirty water. On yearly, millions. I have the statistics. It is terrible. It is terrible. So we need to, you know, see what our people can, even if you're not coming back to Nigeria, what can you do? Look for a true NGO. It does not have to be me. People who have sincerity of purpose, who are genuinely making impact, who are genuinely doing things. Sometimes I don't leave site till 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning, and I have to return back next morning. It's 100%. That sometimes that's, you know, so we have to carry on. I'll do my bit. I wish I could just change the world. Honestly, I'll do my bit and just leave the rest for whoever. And if I have government friends, I can suggest to them, these are areas you can touch light. If they are interested, they should. If they're not, I'll keep, you know, this is a very good platform. I don't know how many people are watching me. I'm only speaking to Pastor Sunday Atilaja, you know, but yeah, I know 1 or 2 people are listening. It's important to make impact. So just do
but how did you know? Is it what you read? Is this your specialization? Is it your specialty? Or how did you know all the things that need to be fixed in water and all the things that need to be done about it, the equipment and, you know, the expertise? How did you get the expertise?
Sir, let me tell you something. There's nothing any human being wants to do that I cannot do. You know, as human, you can do all things.
So you didn't study this?
No. OND, I studied OND business administration, HND in marketing, strategic management and leadership in postgraduate diploma, then MBA, all business line, you know. But I believe that I put resources together, heads together, you know, and then hands-on, you know, they are doing it. I'm watching, I'm seeing everything, all the components they removed. I put plumbers together, electricians together, and then we'll rub minds. I don't look down on anybody. We'll sit down, we'll rub minds. Okay, this is the problem here. So by default, I know those things. All these things. You know, so You know, so when you're with them for a long time, say, according to what my people will say, I don't know, don't mind my
What does that
vernacular.
mean?
Like if you've stayed really long, you know, with people doing a particular task, you would learn
Oh
a few
yeah.
things. And then so, I mean, like if I stay with you for some time, I'll be able to preach properly, you know, Pastor Sunday. So
Yeah.
that's it. You know, that's what I do. So what's in my head now is just release maybe one good song, because I can sing very well. Just do one very powerful song that will raise me $1 million, and all the water in some particular areas will be fixed. So every money I make should go into that particular one. I don't honestly, I can't live in 10 houses. There's no point. I can't drive 20 cars at a time. There's no point. So
So
I
you are
believe,
just apart from Kwara State, it is the first time you are going out of Kwara State now to another
yes,
state,
sir.
and now you are
Yes, sir.
going to Ogun State.
Oh, I'm in Ogun State now. Because it's CSR, those people want you to do it around where they're where they're doing things, or around their factory or around their company. So I mean, it was something I had to go and suggest to this chairman. We had a meeting with him. Well, I'm lucky because it's obviously my wife's relative. I had a meeting with him, and he said, "You know what? I think I like what you're doing. You're making impact. But you know what? I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be known. I don't want people to know.
That is good.
And just do this for these people." I said, "Okay, I'm interested in funding 20." And he did. And on getting there, I saw that it's installation that I need to do. I have to be buying tanks for them. So it's not the normal repair work. I have to buy tanks and the pipes. I have to be doing the stanchion where the tank will stay. So I couldn't do as much. But they appreciate everything. I mean, everything that I've done, they're so happy. Some are still clamoring for generators because there are some communities without generators at all. So what I do, I buy like 10, and then I share to those communities that I know. Some communities, they'll walk miles, sir, miles to go and get their phone charged. So some people took it upon themselves to do to do a ball for them, electric ball. So how are they expected to pass? Sometimes some people do solar, yeah, but what I do is when I get to such communities, what you need, because my solution is a bespoke solution. So what I do is, okay, this you have ball, you have everything going for you, fantastic. So what we need is a generator for you so that you can, and then put a generator there, and then give them a brand new generator, and then give them some money so they can buy petrol to be fueling the generator. And then I'll tell them, even if it's 1 naira, you can contribute or whatever amount to a particular person that will ensure, there's no shortage of water in that particular community. So I don't just drop the gen, I set the system. So it keeps going on. It keeps going on. When you're lacking again, or you think you're not meeting up to what you can call, and then we'll get some money over to you so it can continue. And then you don't have to walk thousands of miles or whatever miles to go and charge your phone. Do some sockets around the gen. It can power that and then power that socket so you can charge your phone. So,
How much
I
does
mean,
it cost to fix one, to repair one ball?
it depends on the particular solution. It depends on the problem. I think NEPA is about to take light.
But
It depends on
you
the
are okay,
problem.
you are fine.
I'm on generator, yes.
You are okay.
So I mean, it depends on the problem. If it's a hand pump, with less than 100,000 naira can fix it. Sometimes 120. It depends. If I have to buy the head, so it depends. If it's the motorized, between 100 and 200, it depends. It really depends. If I have to do a stanchion, I'll buy you tanks, and it's more. So there's not a specific. Sometimes we'll get there, and maybe the chain is what is broken, and the people are deprived. The chain is just 1,500 naira, and I'll put the chain, and it works. Well, of course, we don't find that all the time. Most of the time, we have to change all the pipes. It's not expensive. In dollar, it's about $200, $300. it will fix a hand pump. If it's motorized, it can be slightly higher because of the price of the engine, and the price of the pumping machine, submersible pumping machine. So if it's the submersible that we're buying, it would depend on the depth and the recharging level of the water, of the well or of the borehole. That's what would determine the capacity of
So
machine that will be
your
used. It
wife,
can be 0.5, it can be 0.75, it can be 1, it can be
so
1.5.
so your wife allows you or allowed you to go back to Nigeria and be doing this kind of work, right?
Yes, by God's grace. You know, God chooses
And
our wives
she
for us.
is working in the UK.
She's working in the UK. She's working in the UK. You know, she helps as well. You know, so yeah, she's doing a fantastic job looking after the family. But it doesn't mean I don't take. I still take calls. We talk 10 to 15 times a day on video. Even if I'm busy, they see what I'm doing. You know, so they're happy. They're happy, even if they're. But my wife, she's a very hardworking person. She can juggle things around. You know, and if she's stuck, I have to fly back.
So you are a citizen, you are a UK citizen.
I can call myself that, sir.
No, you have the passport.
Yes, I do. Yes, sir. And I left the shores. You can see they don't need water in UK. They have water. They don't need healthcare. They have it. Nigeria, we don't. We don't have all these things. It's a luxury. In some areas, when they see water, there's some videos I will send to you maybe later on. When we finish preparing their water, about 50 women will come out dancing. They'll come out dance, they come out and pray for the company or the person or the individual. And then some people, there was one that I did in Ijago. Do you know the Baale, the king of that Ijago, that area? He came out to us. He walked and came out to us. And thanked me. He said, "You know why I'm thanking you?" He said, "There are so many people that have given money to repair this bowl. They don't do it. They just take the money and go. You too, you would have done the same thing. But you didn't do it. You decided to come and repair. I thank you." And then they will now pray. About 30 or 40 of them, they will just begin to pray. They'll pray for you. And then you just go. And I'm happy. I'm smiling. I'm happy. So it's just like a mission for me. It's like a passion. I feel like I want to touch as many lives as possible. Sometimes I walk into a hospital. There's some people that cannot afford 7,000 naira for blood. You know, there's some people. So I choose things like that. I will go down when I see this problem. I pay what they need. When I see another person, so what I give you would depend on. I have the hospital staff around me, so they'll tell me what this problem is. This problem, okay, this person having this problem, I'll pay. So they can't afford their blood. It's 15,000 for the blood that they need. I'll pay. Some of them, their parents won't return back to the hospital because they don't have that 15K or 20,000 naira. Their parents will not return. So when they will now give them a call. They will run to the hospital to just come and say thank you. You know, some need to be in incubators. No one is paying, and they won't have a choice. Like, it's not. So I just help in any way I can. I help. So sometimes I'll go to filling station when I'm buying my fuel. There's some people around you, those bike men, they just want to buy 100 naira fuel, sir, 200 naira fuel. Or you give everybody 500 naira fuel, like 50 people. It does not matter. It might be the money that I'm supposed to feed. I would have finished spending it before I realized that I have done that. It's just the way I'm wired. You know, so I don't know why God decided to wire me this way, or decided to create me this way. There are some people that can go to sleep looking at other people. They don't care as long as they are happy. Some people are created like that.
For example,
I can't look away.
I understand your feeling. I'm just like you, but in my own case, it's easier for me because I grew up in poverty in Ogun State, actually, in near Ijebu Ode, Ogun State, very close to Ijebu Ode. It's called Idomila.
Sorry, Idomila.
Idomila, yes. So I grew up there in Idomila, Ogun State, and in abject poverty. I wore my first shoes at 12, and
My goodness, bro.
I was always wearing short knicker or just a shirt, my mother's buba, and you know all
My
these
goodness.
flies were always following me, smelling. I have more than 400 wound scars in my leg right now. So I know poverty. So because of that, I'm very passionate about helping people. And I'm very passionate about the neglected Nigerians. Because the people we are calling Nigerians now, they're just 20%. 80% of Nigerians, they don't even know what is Nigeria, where they are living. They just, they are not even, they don't even speak English. And we are all speaking English here. We're all, so I am passionate about those people, just like yourself. So what you are doing is very close to me. Unfortunately, very close to my heart. You know,
Thank you very
you
much.
score very high. You score very high for me. Right now, the reason why I'm not in Nigeria yet, and while I'm not doing more, is that I'm actually, fighting the government. The government here. I'm in a lawsuit with the government here. So and
Oh,
because of that, I am limited a lot. So I want to come back to Nigeria to do national transformation. These kind of things you are talking about. I've said a lot about that. If you go to YouTube and look for Sunday Adelaja National Transformation, National Transformation, you see a lot of videos.
great, great,
So,
fantastic.
but that's my dream. But so someone like you, I don't know when. I don't know when God will release me or when I will be back. But you should know that you are well covered. But even apart from myself, I'm sure that there are people who are listening now that God is touching and that might admire what you are doing, that would like to partner with you. But
Oh,
even
fantastic.
without anybody else, myself, in you, I found a very good partner, and a comfort. You are like a comfort to me. That there are
Wow.
remnants out there, and there are people to work with the kind of passion you have and the kind of heart you have. So I'm
Thank
looking
you
forward
very
to
much,
that.
sir.
But your dream is to actually go into politics so that you'll be able to help people more, right?
That's the main reason why I went into politics. I wanted to be the governor of my state. So life would be easier for people. Life would be easy for people. I love people. Sir, anytime I'm passing, there's an accident, I stop. And I'll be the one to pay hospital bills. I have suggested to the states, Ibadan, Lagos Ibadan Expressway. I've suggested to Lagos State government, if they are listening, let them hear. Lagos State government, Oyo State government, Osun State government, Kwara State, all these people should have emergency hospitals along the expressway. They don't have these facilities. They don't have this. So when I stop to administer CPR or first aid or to help people, I end up being the one funding many. If I have a bit of money that day, I will take it for the hospital because they won't attend to them if they don't have money in Nigeria. That's some silly law. They won't attend to them, so they can bleed to. They won't attend to them, sir. They won't. That particular water that you're showing now, it has not worked for 15 years. It's a massive facility. It didn't work for 50. It has not worked, functioned for 15 years. It was said by a woman there. 15. And I got there within 2 days. I got it sorted. It's in Wasimi. You can go and confirm. Send anybody to go and confirm. Wasimi beside the total filling station. It's done. It's done. So people, the system is not helping at all. I said, okay, health medicals, yeah, don't do a universal health coverage. Don't do a shabby scam or scheme. Just pick 0 to 10. Let those children just go to hospital for free. I have suggested this many times. They're not listening. They're not listening. These are brilliant ideas. 0 to 5. Pick 0 to 5. Let them go walk into hospital, all expense paid by the government. They're not doing these things. So you say you're doing universal coverage, and I'll still have to pay for injection? Really? In Nigeria? All is a scam. Many leaders are just cheats. They don't care about people. They don't care about that woman that will have to pay 5,000 or 10,000 naira for delivery, they still collect tax from the woman in some hospitals, in some general hospitals. You know, so that sometimes they will, all they need to do is just go and pick some medication from Abuja, and a governor would leave it undone. Would you? I heard about the challenges, so I could recommend when I was still serving. So I could recommend what are the challenges, what are the challenges that you have, so we can package and put it through, and then let them know how they can help. You know, all these health centers can be built. I said this morning, I suggested to someone this morning, one of these governors, by God's grace, can you have a medical van? Now you can't have structures everywhere yet. Have a medical van, equip it, you know, have some doctors in it, have some nurses in it. Let them go. Let them be dispatched to where help is needed. Let them just go, get people treated for now until you have a structure or a proper plan in place for medicals. I said we should have emergency centers. See, it's not rocket science. It's not difficult. Where people call and they come and attend to you. In the UK, there was time I called the I said I was ill. I called the ambulance. I was feeling really funny. They wanted to come to me, but I got better, so I went out. They wanted to break down my door because they thought I would have been quiet. You know, so these facilities, if they are there in those developed nations, let us try. Even if you are not, you know, you're not there in 5 minutes like it should be there in 10, 15 minutes. Because they don't care about these things, so these are not their priorities. They just spend money on electioneering, pay all these people, pay the people they want. This is not what is important is if you're good, you get those positions anyway. But these people, and they're so insensitive, sir. They're so insensitive. You see children walking on the street, it's bad. 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old on the street selling at night. This is not right. I put them immediately to the position of my children. There was one time the first Bring Back Our Girls campaign. I was there. I was in front. The first one. You can check it on YouTube. I was the one singing. I was the one marching and talking and all of that. This lawyer was there. Femi Falana was there too. I was the one. I'm always when you know. But thank God. But I'll keep doing what I can do. You know, but when the resources are not there, I can only be limited a bit, and then I'll think of what to do again. So now that we're not in government, who will be funding it? That's why I said, you know what?
Why don't you approach each state's government and suggest the same thing to the governors, your state and other states as well?
The way they do it's not that easy. Even despite the fact that I've served in government before, it's not that easy accessing these people. It's not the way I'm talking to you. You think I can talk to them like that? They're just not available. They're not interested. So the ones that have their numbers, they're not even getting back in touch with me. They're not. So I'm just doing whatever I can in my way. Whoever listens will still work. We'll keep going on. If they're listening, if they're not listening, we'll just go. That's why I'm thinking of what to do. Right now, that's my priority. What to do to get the funds in my own capacity. Not going to people cap in hand. Because they won't listen. They laugh at you. Because there are so many. I'm not blaming them. But because it's the system. People have been there and they've used their money to buy Ferrari and all of that. My car, I use my car to park equipment. I don't even have a pickup now. The last one I had, was it 2 weeks ago? Was it when? Last 2 months ago, I purchased that from my sister. I had to sell it later when I heard about some challenges in other areas. So I could get some money again together and then, you know, start repairing again and all that. So I'll just keep doing what I can do in my own little capacity. I'll just keep doing what I can do. I know I'll get there. What makes me smile is that woman is a pregnant woman, won't have to walk miles to go and fetch water. I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. If I have to wash their tank, I'll take the team there. The people. Sometimes I try to give the job to people around that community. Okay, you wash it, but I won't leave You wash it, I'll supervise. I'll make sure it's clean. Then they can start pumping. Then I go to the next location. So I can visit 10 to 20 locations or 30 in a day. I can go around like that, just be driving around, make sure my teams are there and they're working, they're doing what they're supposed to do. So I want to grow this team. I want to have more than 10 teams. So if we're working in different states, we're covered, we're okay, and that impact is happening immediately. I'm just working like that. And then we're recording progress. I can fix 100 in 3 days. This is my number of teams, and I'm able to manage them. I'm able to, feed them on site. Sometimes I hire a caterer that will make food. They'll take it to site, so it won't disturb me. Someone can say they want to go and start looking for food, and then that will take 3 hours. He won't come back to work. No, for efficiency, I make sure I manage everything to the food they eat, to the place they stay. Especially if I go out of shore, I make sure they are lodged I look for a very cheap hotel. I mean, it's not 5-star. It's not 5-star, not Sheraton. I look for something okay within our budget and our reach. You stay there, so I can have access to them the next morning. Oh yeah, come. Well, let's start work. Let's go. This is my call out time is 7:30 in the morning, and we are there. So till we finish, then I've been able to convince them that this is more important. Apart from the fact that they get paid per ball, I calculate their funds and everything. I paid them per ball. So if you're able to do 10, that's motivation for me. I paid you for the 10. I'm happy. So if you're able to do 15, you think you have power, or you're able to do 5, you get paid. Sometimes I motivate them and say, you know what, I'm going to set a target today. I want you people to fix 7 for me today. At the least, one team must fix 7 or 8. Some people exceed. So if you exceed, you get paid and you get a bit of bonus. So it's motivation for them, and they're happy to wear the uniform, because anywhere they go, sometimes some people will even come with bags of pure water, sachet water. That's what they'll come and then give to us. We'll drink, and then when they give me that, I appreciate it. That means they appreciate what we are doing. So that's what I'm good. Some will stay with us. Some will be very happy, extremely happy. They will laugh. They will send messages. They are happy. And then the thing is, once I start working, I have another line, like a phone line that they'll be calling. Even my line, they can call my line. They call my line too. But I have a phone line, a particular phone line that they will call to reach out to me. To say, okay, we have another area.
What's the name of your organization?
It's Aqua Africa Solution.
No, is it the other side? Yeah. Aqua African Solution.
Yeah, Aqua Africa. Aqua, AQUAFRICA Solution Organization.
Yes.
Aqua Africa Solution. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we have a website too.
What's your dream regarding water for Nigeria?
Everybody will have access. Everybody will have in Africa, sir. My dream is even beyond Nigeria. I don't want to be selfish. Those people, everybody is my brother. I feel so. I want to see a world where everyone will have access to clean water. Clean water, water to drink, water to have your bath. It's not too much to ask. It's a basic need. Like today, I wanted to repair my car somewhere, and some people from Water Corporation came somewhere in Lagos. I was like, they said they wanted to disconnect one water. I said, no, it's not done. You don't disconnect people's water. You don't do that. It's human right to have water. So they're saying their salary is based on. I said, no, your salary should not be based on the water rate that you get. It's not right. I wish I'd recorded that. It's human. Even in Europe, they can't disconnect water. All them 2 years, they won't disconnect your water. They know that you need it. And then, rather, they will send you an organization that you can apply to. They'll pay for the water for you if you cannot afford to pay. So they see it as human right, a necessity. They can't take it away from you. They can't. Light, these are necessities. It's not luxury. It's not supposed to be luxury. It's not. So you can't come and be telling me you want to disconnect water. Who is your boss? Who is your MD? I can go and see him and tell him, no, that's not the approach. You don't disconnect water. Look for an organization that can fund you Federal government should fund you. By default, your money should come out from the allocation. No, you shouldn't. Okay, imagine this place that you want to disconnect the water. Imagine a baby in this house. And you want to, are you serious? That was a conversation for today, sir. So you can't disconnect people's water. Water is very important, sir. I saw one water, sir, that someone, I could not sleep. I didn't have money that day. Everything I had, I spent. I borrowed from the bank. It must be fixed. It must be. See, if I could sleep, maybe I would have been okay. But I will not be able to sleep. It's just like someone has cheated me. Do you understand? I will not be able to sleep. I cannot have peace until that water is fixed. Then I'm happy. Then I can go to bed. I don't want to tell you that I have high blood pressure. On this same matter, Nigerian problem, too numerous to mention. You can't even drive on roads. They are terrible. So you can't call for emergency. There's gridlock everywhere. Gridlock, like I say, they want to respond to you or someone is coming to you. They can't get to you. They may not be able to get to you, especially if they stay in Lagos. Sometimes I try to advise people, when you hear emergency services blowing sirens and all of that, the least you could do, move your car to the other side and park and let them pass. It may be your family or maybe your house that they are going to. But people don't care in this country. The orientation is poor. We don't love ourselves. The people don't love it. They don't care. People are so selfish and self-centered in Nigeria. Very selfish and self-centered. So all they think about is just their family. And then one God has given you the capacity to bless hundreds of thousands of lives. But you're just stuck with your family alone. You are a disgrace to God himself, in the sense that you are a shortage to God. You are shortening what God is supposed to.
Are you a Christian or a Muslim?
Christian, sir.
But your names
Yeah, I was born a Muslim. I sing very well. Praise and worship, do all that. I even released a CD before, but I wasn't reaching as many as possible. But mine, right now, being kind is more of my religion. Being kind to people.
Love.
I don't love to people. So when I see Muslim, Christian, it does not matter to me right now. What matters is people, human being. God's creation. God's creation.
There is a book I have that is called The Essence and Value of Life. That it is about love, kindness, and all that. Well, I want to use this opportunity to talk to our viewers who have been watching us. I want, if you have been watching us there, please can you come out and call to this program and let us hear your own feelings and your own attitude to what you are hearing. And what do you think about what you've been hearing? What is going on in your heart, in your emotions? Oh, what are you feeling about what you've been hearing? Please call. And the way to call is go to Facebook Messenger. When you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents, one word, Move Agents. And it's going to be written Move Agents Matic. So Move Agents Matic. So find that on Facebook Messenger. Once you get that, just send us a message, text, that you would like to call or you would like to contribute. Just text us that you want to contribute or you want to call to the program. I would really like people who have been touched by this to voice their feelings and their appreciation for the work that this young man is doing. Now I'm having more hope that there are people like this to work with. This book that I wrote, You Are Born to Make Your Nation Great, is exactly what Akeem is doing. All of us have the responsibility before God to contribute one way or the other, whatever we can do, to make our nations great. You in particular, who is watching me right now, you in particular, you are born to make your nation great. Even if you cannot do anything yourself, why don't you partner with someone like this? Why don't we just support him and go to places? He would use his legs to go to places that we wouldn't have had the time to go or the opportunity to go. So I think we have a caller already, right? Hello?
Hello,
Do we have a
good
caller
evening,
there?
sir. Yes, good evening.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, PSA.
Yes, sir. Who is speaking from where?
Yeah, this is Martins from Nigeria, from Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah, Martins. Thank you for calling. How are you today?
I'm fine, and brother in the house, my greetings to you too.
Yes, Akeem.
Yeah, brother Akim, I must commend you. I was really touched, and DSA, I don't even know where to start from, but the truth is. Bro, Akeem is really. I see the passion in which he talks from. I see how he pours out his mind, and I even saw you being emotional about it.
Just a minute.
Um,
Just a minute. Akeem, if you want to hear, do you have earset? You can plug it to your telephone. Okay, then you have to listen closely. Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Martins.
okay. The truth of the matter is, everything still boils down to leadership. But
Yes.
Akeem, I really wish we could come and look for means on how to assist you. I will get in touch with you after the show and all that. But at the same time, it is still the same thing we are saying. There are people that don't have access to healthcare. There are people that don't have access to water. And the major one is, dare say, there are people that cannot eat 1 square meal a day. We have people like that in this country. Yet we have people in the assembly that are taking millions of naira every month. Tell me, how do you want people to live? How do you want people to survive? Now, I overheard him saying, I'm fixing 500 boreholes. That is in Kwara State. DSA in Lagos, in this community I am in Lagos here, the borehole, if you count borehole here that is being dug in the ground, is more than 5,000. And let's not forget, it has a bad effect later on the soil. Because if we have at least a responsible government that is ready to at least sort out water, there is no reason for you to start digging borehole when you can always have water works at full capacity. In Nigeria, you do virtually everything yourself. You do everything yourself, and at the end of the day, people end up being frustrated. DSA, I just pray for you, and I pray for people with good hearts in this country, because it is one thing to have a good heart, and it is another thing for you to have the mind power to do those things, because there are so many attacks that will come for you, no matter your good intention. But I know we'll get there. Rakim, thank you. God bless you. I have your WhatsApp number. I'll get in touch with you.
Thank you, Martins. Thank you so very much, bro. And Akeem, I feel like praying for you, for your heart right now, for the situation, for your heart condition. In Jesus' name, we're agreeing with you that God will heal that heart of yours. We rebuke that heart attack. We stretch for the hand of God, the grace of God, the touch of God to come and touch that heart and fix it, and every health challenge that you have, that God will supernaturally touch you and heal and cause healing to come to you right now, including lungs, or is it yeah, is the not lung bronchite
High high blood pressure.
high blood pressure, yes. So in Jesus' name, we proclaim total healing for that. In Jesus' name, that the high blood pressure will come down. It will be normalized. There will be supernatural regulation of it, healing in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, the brother that called, he said he would get in touch with you. He's actually calling from Lagos. So,
Ooh,
yeah, he's calling from Lagos. So he will get in touch with you. And he said he was really very touched to the point of tears. I think we have another caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Who is calling from where?
Yeah, this is Mr. Fagbero Bibire.
Oh, right. That is our politician
Yes, sir. How are you doing, sir?
from Maryland.
Yeah, from Virginia.
From Virginia, actually. Okay. Can you speak closer to the device so that it will be louder?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Not bad.
Okay, I just want to commend Mr. Ako's effort. He's a very good friend of mine.
Oh, you know
And,
him?
oh, we are very good. We're very good friends.
This is Mr.
Actually, he's one of-
Fagbenro calling from the US. I think he remembers you. Yes, he knows you.
Actually, he's
well,
one of the people that I
How
reached
are you,
out
my
to when I
brother?
was
How are you doing,
campaigning,
sir?
that we may be able, that we can work together. And he gave me a lot of ideas when I was campaigning then. So,
Wow.
thank you so much for praying for him. I think all what we need to continue to do is just to gather all the like-minded people together.
Yes.
And then sometimes we may even have to leave the government out of this picture. Let me tell you some of the things.
I think you are
some of
hitting
the
it on the nail. We
some
may
of the
need to
things
leave the government out of this picture.
some of the things that is happening in Nigeria is that there are some set of people that they do not want Nigeria to improve, because by Nigerian, the way Nigeria is right now, that is the way for them to make money. That is the way for them to be selfish. That is the way for them to be able to do whatever they want to do. But in terms of making Nigeria great or better, that is not part of the agenda, because I cannot understand the system that the House of Representative member, the senators, and the government officials, they will be living a big life, and an ordinary citizen won't be able to do the same thing. So, I mean, but I really commend your effort, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. I mean, I wish and I hope that Nigeria give a man like you a chance to really make the change that we need in Nigeria. But I cannot give up on Nigeria. Like I told you the last time, even if I lose my life in trying to make a difference in Nigeria, it's worth it, because I know history will judge me with the little that I'm doing right now. And I really commend Mr. Akonwos. I'll continue to support his project, and we'll continue to work together. We can't just, even if it's just one borehole that we can do, I know we've already changed people's life. And what he said too is very, very paramount. Love is the most important thing in life. Let's love one another. Let's continue to pray for one another. I'm not saying love by mouth. I'm talking about love indeed, genuinely. So thank you so much for what you're doing, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. And Mr. Akon, I will reach out to you a little bit later. I'm at work right now, but I just want to call in and just to appreciate you guys to work for what you guys are doing.
Beautiful, sir. Thank you so very much, Mr. Fagbenro. Thank you. Thank you so very much. You will get in touch with Mr. Amao and Akeem, so he will expect your. He said, Mr. Fagbenro said when he was running in Ibadan that you gave him a lot of ideas. You came to his head that you were
I wanted to go and do water for him. I told him, that's the little I can do for you.
Yes.
But I was waiting for some funds, so I could just go do repair for him, and then he too can buy into the idea that he said. I think he said he too will fund as well.
Yes.
So these people are already asking him for water. I said, let us repair. Instead of doing one or two, let us repair 100 with the same amount of money. I think he mentioned something like that.
Yes, he said he will get in touch with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So I'm sure people are calling in. I'm sorry that you couldn't hear very well, but you could go back to watch it, what people are saying. You will be able to.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Well, you sent me the video.
No, you just go to my page, my Facebook page.
Oh, wow.
And you will see it there, or you go to my YouTube page.
Oh, fantastic.
Or just go to YouTube and put your name. Sunday
Fantastic.
Adelaja and Akeem Amao, you come
Oh
out.
wow! Thank you so much, sir. To even get an interview to talk about this on Nigerian TV, they expect me to drop a lot of money.
Wow.
And when I calculate,
Do we have a caller
because
now?
they're not even
Sorry,
talking to you.
Akeem, just a minute. We have a
Yes.
caller. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Sunday Adelaja.
Yes, sir. Who is calling from where?
Oh, good afternoon, DSA. It's Charles.
That's Charles now.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How are you doing today, sir?
Oh my God! Oh, don't ask because I'm all messed up here. I'm just praying that God will release me this year as fast as possible to get to Nigeria.
Hello?
Because, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yes, that I am just broken by the stories I'm hearing today.
Yeah, I know. Even when I saw it, ordinary people could be rejoicing over ordinary water. People could be dancing. But you see, this is some of the problem we have living in diaspora. We sometimes take these facilities and basic amenities for granted. We sometimes overlook the necessity and the pain we had been through in accessing these facilities in the past. I remember vividly the time we had still in my father's house in Lagos. They are on the third well right now in the same compound.
Wow! Why?
Well, the first one, the neighbor built a pit latrine close to it on the other side, so it was soaking in that water. We abandoned it. We built another one that collapsed. Then we built another one.
Wow!
So everybody, in fact, I can tell you, every house on the street has their own individual bowl.
My God!
This is a national tragedy.
Tragedy.
Tragedy that we need to look at.
In this country, you don't even find it. You don't even have the meaning. You don't even have an understanding of boreholes.
Even here in countryside, for you to have a well, you have to get license to even dig it. Because and you're in trouble if anything happens to you.
Because
You have to
everything
service
works. Because
You
the
have to
government,
service it.
everything is. Oh my.
So when we look at things like this, there are things that we need to awaken ourselves from the slumber and come back to our senses and get these things moving. And we don't necessarily have to wait for big things to happen. We should just make sure that we concentrate our effort and put it into action one after the other. Don't let us look to solve the problem of Nigeria all at once. If 10 people watching can say, oh, we are all from Lagos State, let us pick a local government randomly and just go and give them water. These are things that we need to put our effort into. And we need to start doing that irrespective of the government, like Mr. Fagboro said. Again, I want to use this opportunity to address diasporans, people abroad that are believers or claiming to be believers, and telling people that don't mind DSA. He's saying he's going back to build Africa. Don't mind him. That, oh, the world is waiting for the earliest manifestation of the sons of God. It's not for us to be repairing country. It's not for anything. Go back to Africa yourself first. Before you have credibility to speak, relocate your family back to the jungle and let us see if you will still maintain the same position that the world can be in chaos. We should only be waiting for Jesus. Because many of them have become so insensitive, they are enjoying the benefit of Western world, yet they are denying many, or they would rather deny many the same access to what they are enjoying. And that is why it doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter how you think it. And I love what Mr. Akeem said, that the only thing he understood in religion now is love. And that's exactly what we need to put our focus on. How can you love the God? Okay, this is 1 John 4, verse 7. I'll read 7 and 8. Dear friends, let us continue to love one another. For love comes from God. Anyone who loves is a child of God and knows God. But anyone who does not love does not know God, for God is love. God is love. He gave his only son to us. Let us also give our resources. If you can't go, in my church, my pastor said, mission has 3 levels. You go physically, you send your money, or you pray for them. We must find ourselves doing one of these 3. We must find ourselves.
Especially
this man.
We in this diaspora.
Yeah, we in diaspora. $100 from 10 people will make a huge difference. So please, let us demonstrate our love. It is not just coming on Facebook Live and preaching, oh, love God, love God. No. The proof that you love that God is that you show love to fellow man. And I want to please encourage as many people that will please, this is Mr. Akeem now, not DSC. Please find a way to sponsor him. Put money down. Even you can take we want to do for our community. Come and check it. How much will you charge? Give him the money, see the product. God bless you, DSC.
Beautiful, beautiful idea, Charles. Thank you so very much. Thank you, sir. Ooh, wow. So, please, you are born to make your nation great. Akeem is proving that in his own way. I think we could all do our little, the little we can all do to make sure that we contribute our own, our own part to making our nation great, whatever nation you come from, that we could all begin to do something now. And thank God, even if we cannot go physically to do anything there yet, but we can join hands together with people like Akeem who are doing the work. And, join him. And, even people we don't know, or at least from your own environment, from your own community. Everybody comes from somewhere. So why don't you extend the hand of kindness to them? Hello, we have another caller here. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, yes, this is Adiola from London.
Yes, sister, my sister.
Yeah, good. I just want to say thank you to Akeem for all his passion and, taking on the burden of the ills of the society on himself. But I want to ask a question. I'm still in shock that he actually got in touch with Saraki when he was Senate president. And Saraki saw all the work this guy did. And yet, Saraki never made an impact, even if only in that water, because water is not in anywhere in that Nigeria. So I don't even know what this government,
being the Senate I understand what you are saying, Sister Adiola. Being the Senate president, he could have gotten the Senate to pass a bill and make it a national issue and resolve the water issue.
These people have no burden of the country at all at heart. They don't even care for us. That is the issue we are having in Nigeria. But thank you so much, Mr. Akeem. I so much appreciate you. You're a very humble man for even appreciating that you came on DSA platform to, for the world to know what you are doing. God will surely bless you. I agree with Brother Charles about the contribution, because my heart is for Nigeria. I cry every day because I see all the ills of that society. When I see it, when I read it in the news, I just break down and cry and do because as a person, I've done all I could do. What I know how to do. For the past 30 years, I've done all I know how to do. But I thank God that I now know DSC, where I got a lot of more ideas and inspiration on how to even do better. Thank you so much, Mr. Akeem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And all the people, if you can't listen to DSC 200 messages without changing, I don't think so. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you so very much. And anybody who wants to get in touch with Akeem, That is his information you are seeing on the screen right now. His WhatsApp is there. You can all call him, and let's get in touch with him. And so before we go, because I will be coming back in the next 15 minutes to do another message on understanding service and stewardship. But before we go, let's go back to Akeem so that he will give us his last thoughts before we leave today. Hello, Akeem. Are you still there?
Yes, sir. Still
yes.
there.
What would you like to say before we go to our viewers?
No, I just appreciate the calls. I appreciate everything. And I want them to know, I want our viewers to know all over the world where they're watching, that if the places that they are settled now, that they call home, if those places, those facilities are not there, will they still be there? So I'm not castigating, but I think it would be nice if you always look back and never forget where you come from. East or west, they say home is the best. I know a lot of them are saying, well, this is home, this is where I work, this is where I live. But you have benefited from Nigeria, no matter how small, at least you were born there. They didn't kill you at birth. God allowed your birth to happen in Nigeria for a reason. So we should just not look down or look back. Just always try to look back, and give back if you can in any way. Support the people in Nigeria. The struggle is real. It's not like I can't live in the diaspora like all of you. I can, but I left my comfort zone, to just make a difference, because I know that people have ignored. Some people will argue with you that Nigeria is no longer their home. They will argue. Some pastors are doing that. They don't care about Nigeria. They prefer to do everything in diaspora. The diaspora, they have helped. They have done so much. Just look at other places too. I'm not saying if you see some important things in UK that you want to do, you can, but never forget where you come from. It's very, very important. And let's stop procrastinating. Mastery over procrastination. Peter J. Daniels. I know Peter J. Daniels is one of your authors, one of the people that you really love. And he's a fantastic man. The write-up, his books are fantastic. Don't procrastinate. Do it now. Don't turn it. So mastery, just over procrastination. Anything you want to do, just do it now. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Pastor Adelaja. It's a privilege. I thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to share what I do, and for the accolade, for the fact that you're saying, I'm impressed. I'm very, very humble. I am happy to be associated with you, to know you, as someone who came from a very humble background, and you still want to make a difference. You could live anywhere in the world. Now you think you want to come back to Nigeria, want to, do things, and it's a big deal. It's a step that people don't. They'll prefer Canada or elsewhere. I'm not saying it's wrong to be in Canada. No, I'm not saying it's wrong to be in the UK. No, but it's a big step, big one. So it's a big step, and I must commend you for that, sir. I really appreciate your time, your energy, your support. This will keep me going on for the rest of my life. I will never forget this contact, this opportunity that I have to get to speak to you. You brought me to this platform to come and share what I do. I'm not taking it for granted. Platforms in Nigeria, if they're not expecting some sort of financial whatever from you, they're not considering you. Some, you will even send them messages, sir. Facebook messages, Instagram messages. They look at you as a nobody. They won't even respond. Television stations that have done interview for free, they ask me on national issues, etc. And then you want to come on as Aqua Africa, and then they're not talking to you. I'm making impact. I'm making a lot of difference. I'm changing people's story. Like, water is very vital. It kills. If you drink contaminated water, dysentery, all these ailments can come to you and then you die. So I'm actually stopping that in my own little way. and you can't showcase what I'm doing. Going to UBA with cap in hand, going to this organization cap in hand. I don't think it's something I want to carry on doing because they're not encouraging at all. Sir, cap, these are big organizations. They just make noise on one or two things, give one or two people 1 million naira of some million of some money, and then that's it. But I'm making a lot of impact. All these banks, Union Bank, I've contacted them, UBA, I've contacted them. They are not getting back. They're not, no matter what, let us carry on. The little I have, I'll keep doing what I have to do. Whether I get your attention or not, I want God to bless me with one fantastic idea. Just one thing that I will do that will give me a lot of money, and I will put it on this project. It just needs to keep going. It shouldn't stop. So maybe I'll use my skill of my film, my movie making, directing, and all that skills that I have. Maybe I can use it at some point, and then a lot of money will come. Maybe Oprah can say, you know what, he wants to fund a movie for me. I can do something in line with all what I'm doing. And then that can make me a lot of money, and then everything straight into that project. Start. It's real. I am doing it. I'm not faking it. I'm not fraud. No, I can never be. Never. So I'm going to sleep well tonight. Thank you so much for the fantastic opportunity. I am not taking it for granted. I hope one day I'll come and say hello to you in your church as well. When we are going a bit bigger, when we can go to different parts of Africa. This problem is in Sierra Leone, it's in different countries, Rwanda, Kenya. We can enter those countries and get things done. I don't have visa problems. No, I can enter and get coordinate things, move my team, and then set up more teams and do stuff. These are achievable goals. But all these big names, they just talk to a few people. They have the money stashed somewhere. They just think everybody from Nigeria is a fraud. I don't know where they got that from. I don't know. But it's okay. If that's what they want to do, so be it for them. I know that if it's true, what I'm doing, if it's really touching lives, if it's making difference, if it's, God has put it in my heart, He will make provision. So I don't worry anymore. If it's true that it's God that is doing it, He will fund it. So even the last time, Pastor, that you told me you would do one or two things for me, I didn't bother you till that time. I did not even ask. I know you've been busy, you're very busy. You thought you would come earlier and all of that. I didn't even ask you again. So it's not money for my pocket. It's money that I need for resources that I require to do what I need to do. It needs to keep going. You'll be hearing projects. It will be going on. Anything I get, I will tell you, I'll report back to you. If it's people from the platform, I'll report back to you. I will let you know. I will contact you. Your people did this. This is what I've done with it. They have done this. This is what I've done with it. If I get a pickup like all those e-lock stuff, I'll tell you, Pastor, this is what they've done. My car is broken down. I wish I could show you. Everything is down. All the bonnets and everything, repairing this and repairing that. Because that's what I use. And I rent one or two. I use mine too. So it's gone down completely. And I don't mind. I'll still repair it. They came to remove a few things today. I'm going to buy the part. Okay, thank God for the provision. The little one that I have, and then we'll repair it. We're back on the road. What amused me was the day I came back from UK, like last week. I just entered. I just controlled everybody inside. I went straight inside. I didn't drop my luggage. I just went straight to go and walk. I thank God for the kind of, because I'm, making impact. Those children can drink. They can drink water. Amber. It's well. It is well, sir.
Well, thank you so very, very much,
Thank you for the
Akeem,
opportunity.
for what you
Thanks
are
for having
doing.
me, sir.
You are throwing us a challenge. And you know what? God has got your back. I will not say
Amen.
more than that now. But time will
Amen.
come, you will remember these words
Amen.
that I said.
Amen.
So,
Coming from you,
yes,
Pastor. Thank
yes,
you.
God has got
Thank
your
you so
back.
much, sir.
Thank you so
Amen.
much, and
Thank
love
you,
to
sir.
your family as well and to your team.
Thank you so much,
God
sir. Thank
bless.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. I'll be coming back in the next 10-15 minutes to continue the series that we are doing on on understanding service and stewardship as the meaning of life. Well, we got the practice now, the practical, the proof, and I will see you soon.